Okay, step back a bit. That last clip was not our backyard, and not our front yard. This was our driveway for about 2 weeks while building large planters for the front yard. Wifey drew this sketch one day and said, "Why don't we build planters for the front yard? And oh, by the way, the apple trees I ordered, they're here and they need to be planted right away." So a project is born. A quick internet search for purchasing these planters. Here's one for $721. It does claim to faithfully replicate Louis XIV's garden. Louis XIV, of course, was the Sun King. He was known to have some sexy legs. Okay, back to the internet search. Here's one. It says only 8 left. Who is buying these things? Well, this one, we couldn't wait 8 to 10 weeks since wifey already purchased the trees and we had to get them into soil. I'm quickly going through all the steps for the planter build, but it took a lot longer because at each step I had multiple ideas that didn't quite work. I had to backtrack and discard some of these builds. So the plan is to build the structure with 4x4 pressure treated wood stock. I ripped 2x2s from the 4-inch stock and used the leftover cuts as blocking for horizontal supports. The planter bottom sit 4 inches above the grass, so 4-inch blocking at the bottom. Horizontal supports are placed on top of the 4-inch blocking and the planters are assembled. Next, 3/4 inch pressure treated plywood stock is used for the sides and the bottom. They are pinned at the sides into the horizontal and vertical structure. One of the design features of the planter is vertical slats. They look like wainscoting. I had lots of fencing left over, so it felt good to use these here. My daughter is in 6th grade, and for now, she isn't scared off by all the hobbies and projects her parents get her exposed to. Please be gentle in any comments about exposing kids to power tools. With proper supervision, it builds confidence.
So we're going to use the speed square. I want all the screws to be 2 inches in. So I put 2 inches. I come over, see you can easily measure 2 inches real quick. And I go like this, like that. Oh. Right?
Tops of the 4x4s are capped with plywood stock. The decorative finials are readily available, pre-made pieces from Home Depot in their deck railing section. It's called a Gothic finial, I believe. Next, we painted the planter in a light green color which has a Victorian garden look. The Sherwin-Williams color we chose is pistachio. June of this year was particularly hot. Wifey and daughter helped paint, but it was in some sweltering heat and humidity. The inside of the planter is lined with PVC corrugated roofing material. I always want to keep soil away from wood. Even if it says pressure-treated ground contact wood, it's not a good thing to have soil touch the wood. It's not a complete seal, and corners and edges will have soil spilling out of the PVC barrier. But by and large, much of the plywood is protected for years of service. I'm using the cheaper PVC material for the parts of the planter that are going to be buried in soil and not visible. I'm placing the corrugation vertically so that it wouldn't block water flow and allow the planter to drain and dry out between waterings. The top visible portion I'm more careful so that it has a more finished look. I'm also using the more pricier coated PVC that gives it a more richer look than glossy plastic. We added some decorative metal hardware to give it some additional design accent. The black metal, of course, does nothing functionally, but it was wifey's idea to foofy the planter up, and I think it gives it a modern look. We placed the planters by the line of arbor vitae screen. To help with longevity, the planter corners are placed on brick to minimize moisture and water touching the planter corners. It also helps to level the planter. The royal groundskeepers then fill the planters with soil mix of peat moss, mushroom compost soil, and perlite. The apple trees are planted. I'm a bit concerned about freezing in the winter, but really, the winters here have been very mild. We do live on a busy state highway, so the front yard does get pretty noisy with traffic. Here, at least, we created a little visual buffer against the busy road. And on a Sunday morning or Sunday evening when traffic is the least, it's quite nice out here. Louis XIV, wifey, approved the planters.